Chat, 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 chat. This was literally top three biggest losses of the young trading career that we have embarked on. Chat, we got absolutely fried today. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But this is a part of the journey. This is a part of the growth, I think. Um, yeah, we got absolutely cooked, chat. We're going to jump right into it. There's nothing much to say. I haven't introed the YouTube video, but I broke my finger. I've been getting absolutely fried trading. The markets are moving like an absolute yo-yo, just straight consolidation. 90% is my fault. I'll give 10% to the market. Also, I literally have a broken finger. No, I'm playing. That has nothing to do with it. But chat, we're going to jump right into this. If anyone's new here, because we're promoting this video on the TikTok. If you're from TikTok, drop a comment. We're about to drop a strategy video. If y'all want to learn how to trade, we're young, profitable, in the profitability game. We're just now starting to get profitable. We're turning it around. This is a journey. We're not all the way there yet. If you're looking for the finished product, best trader on earth, this isn't for you. This is a full growth channel. We're trying to get to that point. As we know, this is a full, this is just a full break. We're gonna do a full trade breakdown and a full strategy breakdown if y'all want it. If you're new from TikTok or whatever. And all right, I'm yapping, y'all. Just if you're new here, just know, get used to the yapping. All right, y'all. This is how I lost about $2,200 today. Chat, clap it up. Yeah, I broke my finger. What are you going to do about it? My fault, y'all. We're going to get into Euro USD after. Got absolutely fried on GJ. Boom. All right, y'all. Deep breath before we start. Man, we got cooked today, chat. Going into it, the main thing I was worried about today, Tuesday, was JOLTS job openings. Now, if you're following the economic market, chat, everybody knew that this was going to be bad. Everybody knew that it was going to go under the forecast. I knew it was going to be, so that in turn, we were looking for sells, for bearish news. Now, when we hopped on the charts, that's not what we saw, and that's why we got cooked. All right, y'all, we're going to jump into it. If you're new here, chat, how do we trade? Drop it in the comments right now. Liquidity sweep, break a structure, fair value gap, order block, something. We want to see liquidity sweep, which gives which shows that price can reverse. Then we go into fair value gaps, which shows then we show break a structure, which shows confirmation that it is going to reverse. Then we go fair value gaps, order block, something like that, to show continuation. So, chat, we're still learning here too. Obviously, as y'all can see, this is a paper trading account. We're not lying. We're being 100% honest. We're going to pride ourselves. Well, no pride because, we love God. Thank you, Jesus. But we're going to try and we got to be honest. We're not hiding nothing. This is straight paper trading account. So we're learning exactly if you're new from TikTok, we're trying to grow. We just started this channel. It's grown at a great rate. So we're just trying to grow this. All right. And right here I go with the yapping again. Anyways, y'all. All right, boom. Coming into the day, boom, same thing. We want to see some high time frame sweeps to look for some reversals. Now on GJ, it was exactly that. We come down and we had all these session lows right down in here. And this was mainly this session low right down here, Sunday Asian session. Now I like using the 15-minute low, 15-minute for liquidity sweeps, as long with the hour and the 4-hour. But chat, boom, what do we have right here? Pre-market, what do we see at 6 to 6:15? We sweep London. Now we sweep London and we instantly get a push up right here. 6:15, 6:30, right when this candle closes, market opens. What does market open do? I was looking for longs because we had swept liquidity. Now we're looking for a reversal to the upside. Targeting what? Asian session highs. Good job, chat. All right, we're learning. We're learning. I know everyone behind their screen was yelling that, so shout out y'all. Boom. We sweep, and then one thing I love, chat, it's classic manipulation. It's called internal liquidity sweeps. So we sweep this liquidity that's from here. This is an Asian session. Chat, we have a lot of videos on, session times and session highs and lows. So that's an external sweep. We're sweeping liquidity that's not within, New York session. New York session starts 6:30. Boom. So what do? We sweep that, and then boom, what do? We immediately come down and sweep that out. So if anybody wanted to enter longs, because this was right at market open, If anybody wanted longs at market open within here after this sweep or something, they got stopped out immediately right when New York market opens. Also, fun fact, I'm going to put y'all on some free game. Typically within like the first 5, 7, 8, maybe 10 minutes, price moves in the opposite way it typically wants to go for the entire day. That's not like a proven strategy. It's just what I've seen. So like typically like if the first like 1 or 2 5-minute candles are like bearish, it typically like I would say it's like a 40% hit rate. Maybe like 40% that it goes the first 2 candles are bearish and then the day ends up going up, it ends up being, positive. Maybe not that much. It could just consolidate or whatever, but it's typically called, New York open manipulation. So you manipulate, boom, you sweep that out. Now, what do we see? Move up, move down, break a structure. That's confirming we want to go long. Now, chat, this is where we talk about we had the news. This is where we went wrong, chat. This is literally what cost us $2,300 today. JOLTS job openings. Why are we trading on a high impact news that literally caused such a severe swing? It was my fault. It was so stupid. I should have never been in any trades. I should have just said to myself, I know it's going to be bearish. If anything, I should just click sell like right at 659 and watch the chart go down. It didn't go down that much, but it eventually, reversed. And we're going to go into why. Boom, we have this. Move up, move down. We break 5-minute structure. This 6:55, this one closes at 7. Now 7 o'clock. This is JOLTS. Now JOLTS sweeps out this internal. So now I'm like, all right, JOLTS didn't have that big of a move, but still it is high impact news. And then boom, what do we have? Let me make sure I'm recording. Hold up. Now we're good. Imagine I wasn't recording this whole time. Anyways, back to the chat. JOLTS now sweeps out this internal, sweeps out the sweep technically, but this was high impact news. So, it wasn't like, lower, low, low, lower, low, lower, low kind of thing. I just figured this was the last push down. Now we're ready to go. So I was patient. Then we move up and we make this big 5-minute candle up. And now, to be honest, we're already in 5-minute order flow. We never break structure to the downside down here. We sweep and we move up. We make this big candle down. I really was just waiting for 5-minute retrace. I didn't even go to the 1 minute. I'm like, I already want longs. So right when this candle got right down about here, I did it. And there was a 1 minute fair value gap in here that you could see obviously gets respected. So the right trade, which the trade I kind of took a little bit higher, was right here. Stops below the JOLTS lows, the data lows, and target Asian session highs. Now, chat, this is why we don't trade high impact news. Chat, we're going to go into why exactly I lost this trade. As you can see, this low, where's my brush? This low right there, that low right there. That was a terrible circle, but that low right there, boom, was created at 7 o'clock by JOLTS job openings, which is high impact news. Chat, if you don't know, high impact news are also known as like data lows or data highs. Ignore my broken finger. If y'all want a story time, let me know. If y'all want to know what happened to my finger. But anyways, if y'all didn't know, the data highs and lows are monster draws on liquidity. Typically when you have these red folder news, just from what I've seen, again, I'm semi-profitable, not, obviously not, that amazing, but, we're getting there. Thank you, God. We're trying. We're going to continue to grow. But just from what I've seen, some sort of market experience in the last, 6 months, 5 months, the market typically doesn't leave where it wants to go without sweeping these lows or sweeping the highs that the the impact news makes. So as you can see, price runs all the way down here and sweeps this and then starts to rally higher before, getting everyone else out. But who's trading at 10 o'clock anyway? So that would have been the time. Chat, so like this JOLTS, you know how many people are entering longs? It's a classic. It's another set of manipulation. I actually got fried today. Market makers absolutely cooked me. I literally was the Miami Heat today against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Absolutely fried. Yeah, literally got caught in the most vicious manipulation. And yeah, hand up, I got cooked today. Shout out GBP JPY for absolutely, just absolutely rinsing the bag today. Boom. So it doesn't want to leave, and then boom, we get stopped out, chat. So that was a brutal trade on that one. I had, as you can see, I had another execution, like trade down in here. This was like a practice trade. I wasn't like, because it is a paper trading account, you know, obviously I try and do things that I would do on a real account, but this was like a practice. I wanted to see like if after, you know, it's a different thing. It was something new I'm trying out. I don't know when it didn't work. So, I mean, I'm not going to give trash game, but this was a trade that I thought for sure was good. Except for the fact that I completely forgot. Move down, move up, this low, jolts, boom. Now, it did help me, kind of, sort of, on this trade. I had Euro USD. Now, a completely different pair, but the same thing. We had high time frame sweeps. We had great high time frame bias. This was perfect setup. I love the Euro USD one a little bit more than GBP JPY because we were still like in a little bit more of a better high time frame move. We were in this consolidation, but still after this big leg up, I could have I still assume we're going to push price even higher. But boom, what do we see already, chat? What is this? London session highs. Boom, what do we see? Price manipulates all the way up. We're sweeping highs. Bang. We sweep this Asian session high clean. We get this push down. Now, guess what? 6:15 to 6:30, right before market opens. What is this? What are we doing? Sweeping internal highs. Chat, does the strategy not work? Chat, are we like, come on, man. Come on. Same thing on every different pair. It happens on NQ and ES, the NASDAQ, or S&P 500. I like Forex just because that's what I started with. I'm a little bit more comfortable. If anybody has any tips and tricks on how to trade indexes, that would be great. You know, if anybody's in here new or whatever, or they're, you know, just better than me and if y'all caught a winning trade today, drop it in the comments and let me know what y'all did or what strategy y'all are trading. So that way, you know, I can learn from y'all. This is a good community. We're trying to get everybody profitable, everybody making a bag off the market. So boom. What do we see? We sweep it. Boom. Then what do we do? But chat, just look at this like candle formations. We have this high. We automatically move down. People are taking sells before market open. You know, markets, look at this. We're sweeping internal liquidity. And it's automatically pushing down. We're not breaking structure. We're automatically pushing down. Now, boom, 5 minute. Wait till market open. We re-sweep internal highs. Now we have 6:30. Boom, we make a lower high. We push all the way down. We break structure on the 5 minute. This is where I would typically take sells right around here if we didn't have jolts. Now we rotate all the way down, but then wait, what is this? Jolts job openings. This is now Euro USD, so this means that like if it goes up, that means the dollar gets weaker. And this was bad news for the dollar, so obviously it would get weaker. Chat, what do we do here? We now sweep these same internals. But chat, this is where I did the exact same mistake on two pairs. I should have just lost 1,000 on GBP JPY and then waited for Euro USD, but I made the same mistake twice, which is, chat, something we cannot do. We can't do that. So this is why I'm a little bit frustrated at myself today. I made the same mistake twice. Now, although it was at the same time, you know, it is what it is. And we'll get into how I screwed myself even more. Chat, this was a brutal day. Chat, everyone spam L's in the comments. We got absolutely torched today. I'm not going to lie. We're not going to sit up here and lie. We're going to continue to show the honesty, the real truth of this channel. So, chat, boom. But then Jolts comes up, sweeps our internal sweep. Then we, boom, automatically rally down right after Jolts. Like, look at this. We stay within bearish order flow. We never close above this candle. We sweep and we run all the way down. I'm taking shorts off this like immediately. Like I took shorts right here. We got this little 5 minute retrace. I think I entered right here. Boom. Stops above Jolt highs. Now, this is where it gets tricky. As we do this, we come up here and we break 5 minute structure at 7:30. This was around the same time, 7:30, where I'm getting stopped out of my other trade, and I'm literally having flashbacks to when this happened to me before I started my YouTube channel, saying when price creates these data highs or these data, you know, these data lows from high red folder news, it doesn't typically leave. Like it doesn't typically, it's not going to continue to push down without grabbing this high again. Whatever happened before is whatever happened before. When it makes these highs, it typically wants to come up here and get them. And that's why after it sweeps, everyone thinks, oh, it's going to, you know, capitulate down. No, it typically doesn't leave unless it rips up here and takes that. And that's where I realized it. We break 5-minute structure, and immediately I close this trade out. I closed my shorts out and entered longs. I said I could get a nice, what is this? A nice 1 to 1.37 on longs to these jolts highs. We entered here. We start to push up a little bit, and boom, we absolutely capitulate down. This was just like a consolidation move. We get stopped out. I don't know what happened. And then, as you can see, we get stopped out. But price, if we stayed in our shorts, we were targeting like New York market open. And, you know, this was like Asian session kind of sweep down in here, like an order. I guess, chat. What the heck is that noise? Oh, heck no. What the? I guess, chat, this is like an Asian session order block. What the? Bro, what is going on right now? Oh, hear that? I mean, I guess this is like an order block that we draw into and then push price higher, right? You know, so I could have waited for that order block to get tapped and then push out. But nah, we had that, and I closed that. I closed my shorts. I didn't honestly see that until right now. So, I mean, if I had noticed that earlier, I might have, you know, saved myself or waited for my short first. So, boom, we come down and we get stopped out on our long position because we thought Jolts was going to get hit. But, chat, look. But, chat, our short position wouldn't have hit either. We would have rotated up and got stopped out. Because what happens? We stay within this tight range. This one got stopped out too. And what happens? We come up. Before we take out any liquidity down here, or now this was now an hourly low. This now turned into an hourly low right down here. Boom. So so anyways, we take that. Now we push price up and chat. What do we do before we take out any New York lows? Before we take out any other Asian highs or anything like that? What do? We come all the way up here and we sweep out the news data highs. And then what immediately happens, chat? Sweep the high, this order block, the move that sweeps out liquidity. Chat, we're going to do a full breakdown. Let me know if y'all want a full breakdown. This is just a raw YouTube video, straight, no edits, nothing like that. Boom. We sweep, order block. What do we see? We draw out, we draw back in, we draw out. Chat, this was money. What time is this at? 9:30. I mean, probably definitely shouldn't be trading at this time, but this was so money. We take this. I knew once you sweep this high, this is such a high confluence high, these data highs, these news highs. We draw out of the order block, we come back in, and then we break 5-minute structure. I'm taking shorts right there, stops below these highs because it shouldn't come back anywhere near these highs. And what does it do? Not 1 second of drawdown. You push all the way down, chat, all the way to these new hourly highs that you create. And look, chat, if you wanted to run it to where, like, if you're like, oh, if you didn't see the new hourly highs and you just wanted to run it to down here, it looks like price is actually about to hit take profit right now. And yeah, well, where was I targeting before? I was targeting down in here, yeah, like pre-market lows. So like pre-market lows down in here. So I would assume maybe price comes down in here for a 1 to 3.38. As you can see, the other one, though, that I would have taken just because it was late in the day, smacks absolutely easy for a 1 to 2.5. And yeah, chat, this was brutal. All right, we're going to show P&L. As you can see, this was the GBP JPY trade. This was the oh no. This was the second one I was trying to do in show. This was the first GBP JPY trade that I lost. I over leveraged too. Chat, this was a brutal day. I lost 1,500 and 1,000, so 2,500 in total. This one was like a paper trade that I wanted to see exactly what would happen if I tried entering off like a different strategy, and it ended up not working. So, but in reality, these two were definitely L's. A band on Euro USD we saw, and 1,500 on GBP JPY. So chat, in total about 2,500, maybe closer to 3,000. No, it was 3,000 because we had the this $500 loss where I closed my initial shorts and went long. So it was over $3,000 loss today. Chat, all right. This was a great video. You know what, chat? This was a great learning lesson. Nice 20-minute video. We're just going to yap for a second. Oh, I can't. Damn, I break my finger again. This was a great learning lesson. You know, we got absolutely rinsed today. Terrible. We can't have this if we're on a funded. You can't have this if you're on a live account. Losing 3 bands, that is terrible risk management. That's terrible, terrible, terrible. But, chat, we're going to say, you know, thank you, God, for teaching us this lesson. You know, we learned a great lesson. We learned a valuable lesson. You know, you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. So, you know what? I'm glad I'm learning these lessons now so that I can, you know, be even better in the future, you know, when we're on the fundeds and the live accounts. But yeah, chat, if you're new here, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know if you're from TikTok. And yeah, I mean, we're trying to learn. You know, if you're new here, boom. Let's see. Let me know what y'all want to see. You know, the comments is open, and let's build a good community of, you know, traders and, you know, followers of Christ. And what a beautiful day it is to learn and grow and be thankful. So, man, I wish I didn't have to learn this lesson, but hey, you know, hopefully we learn it once, and you know, we're good off that. You know, we're done losing 3 bands in a day. All right, y'all. Peace.